Thank you so much for sticking with us here on NBC 23. If you don't remember, this month is still Autism Awareness Month, and we have here Olivia Saenz with Blue Sprig to tell us more about things that they offer with children that do have autism. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Can you tell us more about Blue Sprig and what your organization does?
Yeah, so to understand what Blue Sprig, and I'm gonna just tell you that it is very commonly called Blue Sprig, but it's Blue Sprig. And so we actually provide applied behavior analysis therapy to children and adolescents with autism. There are 19 states that have Blue Sprigs. We're one of the largest ABA providers in the country, and there are actually Blue Sprigs that service adults with autism. We just don't have that available yet here in the Valley, which is so needed. But what applied behavior analysis really is, I think it's important to make clear what it's not. And it is not to fix or take away anyone's autism.
Okay.
So we basically, our goal is to use evidence-based strategies, science, to teach behaviors that allow for individuals with autism to be as safe, happy, and healthy as they can be.
Okay, so one of your main missions would be to support people that do live with autism. Would you say that?
100%. And it's not just the individual, but a lot of times it's their families.
Right.
And that happens because we actually provide service to children as young as 18 months.
Wow.
And at that time, when a child is that little and parents receive a diagnosis, the very first thing they feel is fear.
Right.
And so we're supporting families as they navigate that diagnosis sometimes. And the best way to do that is by allowing them to learn strategies that they can use and see their child learn. And their confidence comes back in what that child is going to do and achieve in their life because they can teach them.
Right. So parents go to the doctor, they get a diagnosis from them. Is that correct?
Right.
And then they go to you guys?
That's 100%
and
correct.
What does that look like, that first interaction with you guys?
I really like that question, and I love clarifying how that goes about, because a lot of families come to us when they suspect autism, and that's not what we do. So the pediatrician and a specialist can help with obtaining the diagnosis. But when that child comes to us, whether all of the individuals that we treat have autism or not, each is so different, and what we're going to do with our program is so different depending on what the child's needs are. Many of our learners with autism actually come in and they've got great play skills and they're super social, but they bite a lot. And so a lot of people can be hesitant to play if you're biting often. So we look at trying to understand where's the biting coming from? What's the function? And a lot of times that's because the child hasn't learned to say what they want. So they gotta bite in order to get that thing. We try and teach that replacement behavior, how to use the words instead. And a lot of times we see that biting either come down or be eliminated, and that child's more able to make friends and play as they intended to.
And I know that, like you mentioned, some things like these, it goes case by case, but also with people or families, parents that are experiencing this for the first time, and maybe it's nerve-wracking. You don't know what to do. Like you mentioned, it can be a little bit scary. How do you support parents or families that are going into this for the first time? Yeah,
so that can be tricky, just dependent on what the circumstances are for that family. Some families are having a lot of stress related to just managing behavior, and that's really where we come in, we can help. But if the stress is related to the diagnosis or other medical conditions that the child may also have, that just comes with referring them out to other potential sources that can help them, whether that's therapy, whether that's connecting them with other moms and dads that might be able to offer an understanding of what they might be going through. So it kind of depends on why their stress levels are high, but we look at each parent situation and each family and child situation and just do everything we can to help them.
And I know that we're talking about children with autism right now, but I know that at the beginning you did mention that you also help adults that do have autism. How does that work?
So not specifically in the Valley yet, but with adults with autism, what oftentimes, if they're receiving applied behavior analysis in a center-based setting, unfortunately, that likely means right now they're not successfully working.
Right.
And that's the goal, is that individuals with autism, when they reach adulthood, they're able to reach employment. And if they're not, the reason why might have to do with some serious potential behaviors, like things that present as dangerous for themselves or others. And so really our goal would be to create the safest, happiest environment for that individual at that time.
Right, and that's great. And hopefully that is able to come here to the Valley soon.
Yeah.
But for the moment being, what communities do you serve?
Yeah, so I'm specifically in the Harlingen location. We also have a Blue Sprig in Brownsville and in the McAllen-Edinburgh area.
Okay, and for people that are maybe wanting to locate you guys or just follow you on social media, websites, where can people find you?
BlueSprigAutism.com is going to have pretty much every location that exists. So that's going to be a great place for them to use to look up to see if there's services available near them. And they'd also be able to use that website to find out if their insurance is covered, if their insurance covers our services.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much. It's been very educational, informative, and maybe everybody can go and look at schedule an appointment if that's what they're looking for.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olivia.
Thanks.